Let's talk about the sickness, that she stuck with you so well. A lot of other people did as well, but the major thing that happened was that you showed terrific courage coming through this. What exactly was wrong with you?
I was losing too much protein. You know, they couldn't get over it. You know, I was losing this much protein and, you know, still playing rugby.
Right.
And, you know, I just thought it, yeah, well, I didn't feel that great, but, you know, I just thought it was just normal. And, yeah, they said it wasn't normal. So, yeah, we had to get that under wraps. So I sat down with my wife, Tanya, and she said, oh, well, you know, you got to look after number one, and that's you. And get your health on track, and then get out there and you know do what you love, and that's playing rugby. So I sat down and did it. And
all those things have happened. How much medication have you been forced to take?
Actually, so much that it was going out of my ears.
Well, you're rattling around with the pills.
Oh yeah, I think I was like a walking medicine cabinet.
Really?
Yeah. But you know, it's just you know, I from the medications, and I got up to about 148, 150 Ks, you know, from the medication itself, and pushing a lot of weights. And you know, doctors, you know, they couldn't believe, you know, how well I've recovered from it, and you know, how quickly things have, you know, have shown a lot of improvement.
Jonah, I understand you're still on some medication.
Yeah, I am, and you know, I must probably be on it for the rest of my life. But you know, I've got it under control, and you know, I'm not using it as an excuse or anything like that. But you know, I just don't worry about it. I just take it like as if it's any other day. Get up, take my tablets before I go to bed, take my other lot, and then go to sleep.
On a couple of occasions during this interview, you've said how much you love rugby. It's something that hasn't come through to me on other occasions. I thought, gee, I know this guy is brilliant at it, but does he really love it? You got a passion for it?
Oh, I do. I love it that much that you know, every time I speak to younger kids, and you know, they're always talking about how much money you make and all this. I'm going, you know, the money's great, but you know, if you don't love the game, and you know, and you're not really you know, 100% fully you know, putting your mind and soul and body into it, you find that you end up getting injured, you lose track and things like that. And you know, one thing I tell them is that, you know, once the day that I believe that I wake up and I say, oh, I don't feel like playing rugby, is the day that I would actually retire and give the game up. Because you know, I love playing the game for the pure enjoyment of it. And you know, I guess that's what drives Fitzy and all those guys who've been around for 15 years. And all those guys, you know, those guys who've been playing since I was like 1, they were the guys playing their first senior games. Yeah, so, you know, that's what drives a lot of these guys. They think it's the money, but it isn't. It's the pure love and enjoyment of the game.
What do you think of Fitzy? He's extraordinary.
Oh, he is. He's like, what is it? He's like one of those indestructible, you know, machines. You know, you batter him, give him an injury, and he still comes back. And, you know, having an inspirational captain like him is, you know, is a big plus for any team. And, you know, I'm sure the Auckland Blues guys will be loving to seeing him, you know, coming back onto the field. But, you know, he's got to get himself right. And when he's 100%, I'm sure he'll be out there, you know, thrilling everyone again.
Bit of talk around that you may come off the wing in time and end up at either number 8 or number 6. How do you feel about that?
Well, actually, I wouldn't have a clue, actually. You know, it never really crossed my mind, but you know, one stage, you know, it sort of crossed my mind, and then I said, oh, yeah, but I've got to stick on the wing and see what's going on. But, you know, it's an option, you know, but I'll go wherever the coaches tell me to go. And, you know, I just love to play the game. Doesn't matter if it's halfback, first 5 or whatever, you know, just as long as I'm playing. You know, I just want to play the game. You know, the game is you know, the most important thing to me. You
played with some of the great players. We've talked about Fitzy, but obviously somebody who's made a big impact on you is Michael Jones.
Yeah, he convinced me to buy a surfboard while I was in Durban. No, he's a great. You know, he's just inspirational. If you look at him, he's like someone's, like, you know, took a meat cleaver to him, you know, with all the injuries that he's had, scars, and you know, that he's got on him. And it's amazing how he comes back from it. And you know, that's quite inspirational in, you know, in any sport. You know, seeing someone come back from 2 knee constructions, you know, a patella tendon getting ripped off last year, you know, and you know his shoulders aren't all the greatest either. Now he's just done his hip, and he's coming back from that. He's good. You know, what can you say? You know, you just got to be inspired by someone who just keeps on coming back, like you know, a thorn in the side or someone.
He's a very quiet man. You used him as somebody to advise you, particularly when you were making the decision about getting married and things. You got a lot of admiration for him.
I do. You know, he's got. You know, he's one guy you could sit down to and have a talk to. You know, and you know, he brings himself down to your level, and he talks to you like, you know, just an ordinary person, friend to friend, one-on-one, which is really good. And you need someone like that. And you know, it's always great to have one of the older hands speaking to the younger hands, and you know, in the teams. And I think that's why a lot of the guys really aspire to look at Michael Jones. And I think it all starts from when you were at school. Especially with me, it was you had to have Michael Jones's haircut, and you had to stand at the back of the line out, and you had to comb your head first before you stand there, and you had your hands up in the air. You had to do the exact same pose. I think Michael Jones had just come back, and he had his knee strapped, so I had no problems with my knee, but I just strapped it because Michael Jones had it. Yeah, it was just little things like that, and you know, a lot of the Polynesian guys actually just admired him as a player and things he done. You know, there's just he does things that, you know, no one else would ever actually do.
He's coped over a long period of time with being a real star. How hard is it to cope with that?
How hard is it? It is quite hard, especially if you've you know, you've just been chucked into it and you
Yes.
don't know what to expect. But you know, I was just lucky that, you know, after a while, it sort of got under control. I had a good group behind me, and you know, having Phil behind me, and also having you know, Jane Dent, who's the media liaison officer with the All Blacks. You know, got that side under control. Once I got that under control, you know, life was, you know, a breeze, really.
Is Phil Kingsley-Jones more than just a manager to you?
He is actually. He's a friend. He's a mentor. He's you know, he's a guy that, you know, that I can trust. I can turn to, and I've known him since I was at school, and you know, that's the one thing. And you know, it's more like a, you know, a buddy situation, yes. You know, and a father-son figure. You know, we talk to each other like, you know, we don't, like, when everybody's talking about, you know, when you got a manager, you have to talk business all the time. I'm always talking about how to beat him at golf and things like that. And we're always having fun and enjoying it. But at the same time, we have a serious side to it. And once that's all over, you know, we become mates, and we just enjoy the day.
To stay up there as a player, to have those terrific high that you had at Newlands that day, and then to carry that on. I was also at the Sydney Football Stadium. You had a magnificent game, a lot of pressure on at that time. We had the WRC happening, all those sorts of things were in the background, and you were just really on cloud nine. How can you cope when you drop off that a little bit? Is that difficult?
I guess it is, but at the same time, you know, you gotta be realistic about a lot of things. You know, 1995, no one really knew who I was, yes. So they didn't know what to expect. So I caught them by surprise. And now they sort of like, you know, now it's gone professional. You sit there, analyse videos, see what they do. You try and work on people's weaknesses, and you know, and work on that. And you know, for myself, I have to work on my weaknesses and strengthen that up to try and cancel whatever, you know, my other opponents are looking at. And you know, it's which is you know, which is good. You know, it's healthy for the game, and you know, the competition is really good. And for me, I'm trying to get myself to be a more complete player than, you know, being a oncer who goes out just once and just does the job once and that's it. But you know, I want to be able to turn around quicker, get to the ball quicker, get the breakdowns quicker, break tackles, tackle harder, be offensive tackler, you know, things like that, you know, and trying to get myself from one level to another, and trying to build on it every time. And you know, that's what I'm trying to do at the moment.
We've got a World Cup coming up in Wales, and the World Cup gets everybody a bit excited because there's nothing quite like it. Is that the immediate goal? You've got to make that World Cup?
I think my immediate goal at the moment is trying to play as most consistent as I can, because you know, I believe that, you know, the the All Black selectors and everyone else are looking for consistent players, and the more consistent you can play, the better the chances of you making the All Black side. And then whatever happens from there on, happens. But you know, I can't really look down that far, because we've got a Super 12 in between. We've got a Super 12 now, and then we've got another Super 12, Bledisloe Cup and all that, Tri-Nations before the World Cup, which is, there a lot of things could happen during, in between those games.
Is life good?
I'm enjoying it, living life to the fullest.
Well, we're enjoying watching you playing. Congratulations mostly on the comeback, on coming back from the injury. That's been a superb effort, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot.
OK? We'll have another Deaker profile for you same time next week.